I'm just waiting. Okay, so welcome to the JBM of WIIT. Thank you guys for coming. I know it's been a hot second since we hosted a JBM, but now we're really excited to get started. So we're gonna go through basics and explain what WIIT is. So about us, WIIT is a nonprofit radio station broadcasting from IIT, and it is run by the student of IIT. So it's everyone on the exec board are IIT students. We try our best to do what we can, and we hope that you guys are happy with the service we give, and with we hope that it's not too much of a pain for you guys to reach us, and everything goes well for your show. So now today we're going to be talking a little bit about the board itself, our COVID-19 procedures, our program for the semester, and we're just going to end up with a Q&A. So let's start with the board. I'm going to have everyone from the board to unmute themselves when it comes to the time and present themselves. Eric, if you can get started.
Sorry, muted. I'm Eric Brace. I'm the faculty staff advisor for the station. And I'm here to support y'all and any questions and so on. I'm around.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric. Well, I'm Theo Guidros. I'm the station manager. I've been a station manager for a little over a year now, and I'm happy to be here for the students and for the DJs at WIIT. Shreyas is our assistant station manager. He's been appointed a little bit under 6 months now. Unfortunately, Shreyas injured himself yesterday, and he cannot make it to the meeting today. Emmett, if you want to go.
All right, I'm the technical director. I just sort of make sure all the equipment's up and running and train y'all for how to use the station.
Yep. And then we have Isaiah. Isaiah had actually been appointed yesterday as our new assistant technical director. And he had a meeting today, so he couldn't make it, but Isaiah is now part of our team. And then we have Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean McQuillan, and I'm the program director. So that basically means I'm in charge of scheduling all of the shows and interviewing new DJs, creating new shows, that sort of thing. I just kind of got started with WIIT about a month and a half ago, but I'm excited to really get into it this semester.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, we have the rest of the team. Andy?
Hi guys, I'm Andy. I'm the music director. So I do everything working with promoters and submitting our NAC charts. Normally I could also get you guys concert tickets, but of course, right now most concerts are canceled. So it's not really a thing I can do right now. And then Meraki, she is the assistant music director, so she just sort of helps out with all the tasks. And unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. But yeah, she is also a new member of the board.
If you guys want, Andy can start sending you guys Zoom links of virtual concerts happening around the world now. I'm sure you guys are going to love it.
I mean, yeah, I've been to a few virtual concerts. I don't know if anyone else has. But,
they're great. I love them. They're
pretty fun, yeah. They're not quite as good as the real thing, but
yeah,
still not too bad.
Yeah, and then we have Samtu. Samtu is here.
Hello.
Yep, Samtu, you want to present yourself?
Hello, I'm Samtu, and I'm the publicity director here at WIIT.
Thank you, Samtu. After Samtu, we have Jackson Peters, who's been on the board for a while now. He's our events director and in charge of scheduling event, contacting, a lot of things that cannot be done now due to COVID. Hopefully soon we'll be able to get back at it, but he's in charge of all the events hosted by WIIT. So he has a quick overview of the board. Now we're going to talk about
feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions.
Oh, about yeah, sorry, my bad. I didn't realize he was here. I didn't realize.
Email me. Okay.
But Jackson, if you want to present yourself, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were here.
It's quite all right. Just if you guys have any GBMs or any of the other online events we'll have this semester, feel free to email me about those. I'd be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Jackson. Sorry again. So now we're going to go on a quick rules and regulation that we are now having due to COVID and procedures. Emmett's going to go ahead and present the slide. Emmett?
So because of COVID, pretty much the rules are that you can only have 2 people allowed in the station at a time. Use the mics farthest apart from each other if you plan on having a guest in the show, which is mics 1 and 4. And there's also a plexiglass barrier in between, so please stay on opposite sides of that. When you're done, be sure to wipe down the equipment with the provided sanitary wipes. And lastly, just wear a mask.
Yeah. Another thing I want to add, if you guys realize that we're running out of sanitary equipment inside the station itself, please email the assistant station manager Shreyas on ASM. I'm sending his email in the chat right now. He will be in charge of he's in charge of making sure that we always have sanitary equipment inside. So please email him. So this is a quick overview. I think we are now all used to the social distancing rules, and we've been practicing it for months now. So we should all be good to go. But please do not have more than 2 people on the station at once, because this is violating the CDC guideline rules, and it's gonna be. I've had to stop by the station before because there's more than 2 people, and I don't want to be doing that again. So please work on it. Next, we're going to be talking about our program for this year. Since it's been a kind of a funky year for us with everything happening due to COVID, WIIT has lost a lot of DJs because of people that are not able to come back to campus. So we are slowly working our way back on trying to have more shows, trying to have more things to play on our station. So we're going to talk about our ideas now. First, we have WIIT podcast broadcasting, and I will let Sean explain what we want to do for that.
So yeah, as Teo mentioned, and as is abundantly clear with our current circumstances, most people, or a lot of people, aren't able to make it back to campus this semester, and might think that they won't be able to continue their show as a result. And new students not on campus, additionally, might have trouble starting a show. But we have started sort of a change of thinking with shows, thinking them more in a podcast format. You can record any show on your own time and send me the audio file, and I will be able to schedule it in, and it'll be just like you were sitting in the station giving the show. So that way we can kind of keep the new experience of new shows coming, even if everyone's not on campus, could really be anywhere in the world. And additionally, we have been talking about bringing on existing podcasts and broadcasting them on our station. So if you already have a podcast, or you know people who do, and they might be looking for more audience, might be willing to broadcast their show on a new station, we could also schedule that. Again, you'll just want to go through the request a show form, and I can interview and get that all set up. Yeah, that's what we're thinking with podcast broadcasting, to sort of rebuild our DJ lineup after this sort of upheaval of COVID. Yeah. So we're doing what we can there.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. That's a really good description of what we're trying to do. Because honestly, if as a station manager, my goal is to have the least amount of automation on playing per day. I know Andy takes a lot of time choosing the music on the automation, but I don't want to hear that automation running ever. I would rather hear you guys' voice all the time. So please, so like for us, one of the best way to be dealing with it is just having people sending their shows, and we will be able to schedule them. So from following this idea, we as a board already we started, like, we wanted to, like, get the trend going. So we are talking about launching our own podcast called the WIIT podcast, where it would be Meraki leading us in what we want to talk and the discussions on the podcast. But essentially, it would be a podcast run by the exec board of WIIT, and also the JBM, and also the general body of WIIT. I know it might be hard for people to it might be a little bit hard for people to record shows if they're not able to, and some people might want to use the station to record their shows for the podcast, which can be done during automation hours, as you guys know already. And since we have only 2 people, a maximum capacity of two person in the station at a time, Ahmed came out with a whole document on how you guys can host a Zoom meeting through the station itself, where you'll be recording your voice through a microphone and hearing people play through a laptop. But so this could be very interesting for shows that had more than 2 people. I know that Alton had like 6 to 7 people in his shows before, so that could be a a thing he will look into. So if you guys have any questions about how to host a Zoom meeting through the station, please Zoom or whatever, any virtual meeting, by the way, not Zoom, but it could be Google Meets, could be whatever. Please contact Emmett on the technical director, and he will let you guys know about it. Following this, Somtu wants to talk a little bit about his role at the station. Somtu, if you want to unmute yourself and talk about your site.
Hello again, I'm Samtu. I, as the publicity director, am in charge of publicizing and making posters for all events, as well as DJs. If you want to publicize your event, please send me an email of what you want to be on the poster, and I can create a poster for you.
Yeah. So essentially, as his role as it's been the role of the publicity director for a while now, but the publicity director should be able to is allowed to make posters for DJs. But unfortunately, we kind of lost that tradition going in the past few years. So we really want to get it going again. So if you guys want posters for your shows, do not hesitate on contacting Somtu for it on the publicity email. I know that Dan, if I'm not mistaken, you had I believe Sid make your poster like when you started your show 2 years ago, right? Am I wrong? You had the publicity director to make a poster 2 years ago, right? Or am I wrong?
Oh, I've been trying to get a poster for like 2 years, and I've just never gotten a response.
Right. So well, now you know how to do. So contact publicity director on it.
I've been doing that.
Huh? Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
I know, but like now, so it's we've had a couple of rough times with publicity directors in the past, but now we trust Somtu in bringing this feature back. And I mean, you have a nice poster for your show anyway, so it shouldn't really matter.
All right, cool.
But anyways, so thank you, Somtu. We will continue on going with this nice slide that Andy added. I'm not too sure why. Andy, is there a reason why we have a slide, or is it just nice?
I thought you removed it, but
okay.
I'm not sure why you left it in.
Please screenshot this slide. It's very important. Anyways, so now we're gonna keep on going with DJ training. I believe everyone here were trained by on person in this booth itself by the technical director of the time you started your show. But we've changed the procedures of training to host your show now, just because of COVID and because our technical director is in North Carolina, and I don't think anyone can go and join in for it. So Emmett, if you want to talk about the slide.
All right, so ordinarily I would be running you through all of this in person and actually showing you how to operate the station, but because of COVID and because I'm, in North Carolina, things have changed. So basically, if you want a person to do it with you in person, the assistant technical director might run you through how to use the equipment, FCC policy, and then we'll give you a quick 10-question quiz. But for off-campus students or people that just prefer to not go to the station to learn it, there are videos available on the WIIT website that will give you a basic overview of all of the equipment and policies. And then you just take the same 10-question quiz and you're good to go.
Yeah. The question quiz Emmett worked on it this summer, and Eric actually was the first one to take the exam and apparently corrected Emmett on every single mistake on it. So thank you, Eric, for your job. I got a message I got an email one day from Emmett be like, "Hey, I just got slammed by Eric for every single mistake." I mean, no.
I was just like, wow, I just got schooled.
Yeah, he just got schooled. He said he got schooled. My bad. Anyway, so I think you have another slide, Emmett. I mean, I guess you really talked about it. So, so as Emmett is saying here, the best way to contact us is by Slack or by email. We will talk about Slack in a few seconds. Now, I believe Andy is going to keep on going with the slides. Andy, what have you been listening to, Andy?
So we have been thinking about ways to include DJs who might not be able to make it back to campus or don't feel comfortable recording a show on their own and sending it in to be played automatically. And so we were thinking of ways that we could incorporate those DJs into the community still and still get their music out on the air. And so what we came up with is a community show. And so we want to know what you guys have been listening to. So could you change? Yeah. So we've got this show. The name is still a work in progress. At the moment, I've just sort of labeled it the WIIT Variety Show. If you have any better suggestions, please go ahead and reach out to me, because I'm totally happy to change the name to something more creative. But that's sort of what I've labeled it right now. And we're planning on airing our first episode next Saturday. And it's essentially going to be an hour-long playlist of songs that you all can submit through Slack. So I will also compile all of those songs into a Spotify playlist. I don't believe we have a Spotify. We haven't been given a Spotify account just yet. So I'll make it on my account and share the playlists for the time being. But we are trying to get a bunch of songs from you guys. So we want all of you to get on the Slack, and there is a new channel called Music Recommendations. And that channel is just a place where you guys can send in some of your music and have it added to this show. So here's just like a step-by-step of how you need to participate in this show. Just make sure you join the Slack. We've got some slides about that I can talk about in just a minute. Then just find any song that you really want to hear on the radio. Of course, it has to be clean because we can't play anything that's explicit. So definitely make sure it's a clean song. And then post it in Music Recommendation, which is our channel. And I will start adding it to the playlist. Everything submitted before Friday at 3 p.m. will be added to the playlist as long as there's enough room. And yeah, just tune in Saturdays at 12 to 1 p.m. and you should hear your music along with a bunch of other music submitted by WIIT DJs. So it should be a really cool opportunity to see what people have been listening to and the wide variety of music that makes up our station.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Great description of the show. I think the music recommendation channel has been on for a while now, but now that you guys know what it is about, we hope to get song requests from you guys so we can keep our show going. Thank you, Andy. So he was talking about the Slack, and I think the Slack is an important point to mention. So if you want to say, yep. So the Slack server, please help us keep all the communications linked to WIIT in one spot. It's okay for you guys to communicate by email too, but the Slack is just a much easier way to get to us. So please join our Slack. I think everyone here is probably on 72 Slacks from IIT on every single student org. I see Sam is laughing. I know Sam probably is. So we have a lot of channels on it for the technical assistance, music recommendation, chatting, general, everything going on it. And it's just the fastest way to communicate with us. So if you guys have not joined the Slack yet, this is a QR code. I'm gonna let it here for like a minute. You guys can just scan in and log on it. It will bring you guys directly to the thing. But yeah, because I always have my notifications on for Slack. I believe we all do, and it's just easier for us to communicate through Slack. Altan, I know you've been trying to reach us too. So please, if you could just join the Slack. I'm not sure you're on it yet. That'd be great for us.
Yeah, the Slack is definitely convenient, especially because some of, at least I know I get a ton of emails every day from promoters. So sometimes a random email from a DJ can get lost in the fray.
Yeah.
So joining the Slack is a good way for me to just cut through all that stuff and just see messages from DJs. So
exactly.
Yeah, Slack is super convenient for all of us.
Because I'm not joking, Andy and I, between promoters and people trying to sell random stuff, I probably go between 40 to 50 emails a day. I don't know how much Andy goes, but I'm sure it's probably the same.
Yeah, it's a lot of emails every day.
It's a lot
of them are sort of auto-generated, so it's difficult to find the ones that are actual people. And
we definitely don't want anyone to feel like we're ignoring them, so that's why we recommend using the Slack. So with the Slack, talking about Slack, I think we're done with the Slack. Do you guys have any questions? This is our final slide. Do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask.
You can leave some questions in the chat if you don't want to go ahead and ask out loud. I see Jason, you said earlier, need to use some of those songs.
That could be a good idea, Jason. You're not wrong. I mean, it will be a little bit time consuming for you because it would be probably songs you have never heard of, and we would have it Friday, and we would have the songs on Friday ready, and you would have to have the set ready on Saturday. But if you want to go forward with it, right?
What I think would be a good option is maybe you could just mix like one song and submit that as an MP3 file. I wouldn't be able to add that to the Spotify playlist, but I could definitely add it to the show. So that would be a really cool way for you to throw in a custom mixed show.
Does this phone system work? Can caller call into a station?
Yes,
good question.
Can.
Great catch.
We have a little phone device already in the station. You just have to type in, I think it was like *4 or something. I'm not sure. I'll confirm that. But yeah, we have a phone system that works. You just have to say, caller, you're on the air, and you're good to go.
Do we have like a training manual for that thing? Like some documentation somewhere?
Yeah, it's also in one of the videos that's posted on the resources for DJs section of our website.
Okay.
I'll comment. The university is in the process of switching the phone system over to VoIP. Line 1, when I was in Wednesday, I checked it. Line 1's having problems, and I've already reported it. They're also supposed to be getting us an IP phone in the station itself. That way, you actually need a handset. There's a way to do that.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Yep. So I saw your message, Jason. Thanks. Yeah, that's perfect. We'll keep in touch with that. I think it would be even better for us if it's like just one MP3 file, but we can schedule at 1 p.m. every day. So that would actually solve a lot of issues for us. So we'll talk about it after. Thank you, Jason. Sam, do we have show times yet? Yes. So we do have people have been continuing their show over the summer, and people from spring have been keeping their shows, and we've had a couple of other new shows coming in. So we do have show times yet. Sean is working on updating the schedule on the website so that we have all the shows. We have the shows updated, and so thank you, Sean, for doing this. And yes, and by the way, Eric is the last one to have been added. Is the last member to have a show, so that's really nice to have a faculty advisor that involved and engaged to the station. Did I answer your question, Sam, or not?
Did Sean already reach out to the DJs who filled out the form? Because I didn't get anything, but I might have mistakenly not submitted it or something. I'm just checking.
How recently did you submit the form? Admittedly, I haven't looked in a couple days, but I can.
No, it was a few weeks ago, so it might have been on my end. I'll look into it.
Okay. I'll look back too, just to make sure. Cool. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Oh, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. Did we ever get new stickers printed?
This has been on my mind for too long now. I will work on it. Wait, okay. So since we're on this topic, does anyone know where we can get stickers printed? Because I actually found something that I am.
My brother-in-law works for a printing company, like graphic design stuff. I could reach out to him and see what they are.
I actually found this in the station. I don't know if you guys can see on my screen. I found this in the station like when I was like cleaning it up 2 weeks ago, and I decided that this is my paycheck for my 2 years of service at WIIT. So I'm keeping it. I'm sorry, but we really have to get new stickers because WIIT stickers are everywhere on campus, and we have to keep that going. So Dan, if you want to contact us with any contact info from your brother-in-law. Sam, I don't know why. Sam, do you have any idea where we could get stickers on? I know you seem like a kind of girl that would make stickers.
I think like Custom Ink and a few places might have them. I'll check for you if you want.
Okay, sounds good.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but we'll work on getting it done and having them distributed again. Thank you. Good idea, Dan. Good question. All right, any more questions?
Additionally, with stickers, I know I think we could get them made through Redbubble, and that way they could be sold if we want that too. But that's a whole other step.
Yeah, it's a whole other step. I don't know if you're allowed to make. I don't think you're allowed to sell anything from campus anyway. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It is a student org somehow. Anyway, thank you. Well, thank you guys for coming today. I think we reached the end point. I'm gonna stop recording right now. Yep, stop recording.
Wait.